everybody. It's the Rob from Kiss 106 and 103gbfrocks.com. As you can see by my shirts, alongside my tag team partner in podcasting, superstar Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Good morning. I want to apologize in advance. I missed the end of SmackDown Live due to the fact that I think I have menopause.
Boy, it's funny you mentioned that. Why do you say that? Are you falling asleep at times you're not intending to?
Like narcolepsy stuff, and it's like I could fall asleep anywhere. I could fall asleep on my couch. I could fall asleep in this chair right now, but I can't fall asleep in my bed. I have hot flashes. I'm sweating at night like crazy, even when it's cold outside. I'm pitting my shirts. A little irritable. I've been known to have a mood swing or two. So feel like I have menopause.
And nobody take Jerry to a Wendy's anytime in the near future. Just keep him away from all the Dave's doubles.
That was a long time ago. You throw a bag of food at a guy one time.
One time.
And he never lets it go.
It's funny you mentioned that because I got put on new medicine for back pain, which, I mean, and to call any of it pain relief is a joke because nothing is relieving anything.
Okay.
But the doctor said sometimes it hypes people up and sometimes it makes people sleepier. If it gives you energy, take it in the morning. If it gives you, it makes you sleepy, take it at nighttime. So I've been taking it at nighttime, but every day since I started taking it, with like 2 exceptions, and I'm talking we're like a month in, I just come home from work and I sleep until Brittany gets home.
Well, it's medicine though. Medicine will do that to you. When I was having my medical issues last year, I wasn't right. I wasn't quite me. And that'll happen. So are you in a nap funk even without it? Like, do you find yourself, you get home, because we get home, we do morning shows. We get home before our wives, or, I get home before my kids get off the bus. My wife's working in her office, but your wife gets home around 5 o'clock. Do you find yourself like,
she's my wife in 10 days, pal.
10 days. Fiance. Sorry.
It's okay.
Didn't mean to put the cart before the horse.
Go ahead.
Do you ever find yourself, you go home, it's noon, you fall asleep, you wake up at 4:30, she comes home, it's all normal, but you can't sleep at night because now you've got yourself in a terrible sleep cycle?
It's not so bad during the week, but where it always gets me is Sunday night. Sunday night, sometimes if I can just lock in on 2 hours of sleep, I'm lucky. I catch up on all my rest on the weekends, and then when Sunday night comes around, I am in no way, shape, or form tired. So
it doesn't help that you're staying up late for wrestling, although you never really have to stay up late. It's not late for you for wrestling, really.
We get an hour. We have an hour on you.
Yeah, so I'm up past 11 on Monday nights, and you're not, so that's okay.
Hey, speaking of doing morning shows, our topic this morning, Steve specifically wanted me to ask you this question.
Okay.
Our topic this morning was, if you were going to make a Rob Halloween costume, like if you were going to go as me for Halloween, what would you have to include with the costume? Steve said things like jorts, a wrestling t-shirt, you got to say, hey now, and a few other things along those lines. Did you have anything you wanted to add to the list?
It would have to be very prop heavy, I feel, and it would have to, you'd have to, it's more than just a costume. It's more than just what you're wearing, because it would be cargo shorts or jorts, and it would be a long, not a thin tee. No. You like those. You like the thick. No, you like the thick cardboard tees.
Yes.
So you get a big, thick cardboard tee. I'd probably pick like a Shawn Michaels or a Bret Hart shirt or something of that nature. WWE for sure, or maybe Guns N' Roses. But I think I would go wrestling. And then it's prop heavy. I'd wear headphones to the party. I'd have a Nintendo controller on me at all times. I'd have 2 stuffed dogs. If I wanted to really go wholeheartedly, I'd make them look like your puppies, and I'd have your puppies with me at all times. That kind of stuff. And then I'd walk around the party. Just, hey, now's a good one. Ba-da-ba-bow, bow, calling everybody pal.
Pal. Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks,
for sure. What would you do for me? I don't know. It's just yell at people, throw food across the room.
I would definitely, yeah. I'd have a bag full of Dave's doubles, and I would try to retrieve them anytime I threw one because, pal.
And I'd have a bag of Denny's leftovers because it's not even that you love Denny's so much. It's just that's our place.
It's
that's
our
where
place.
you and I go.
I would definitely, I'd put water under the armpits.
Oh, you'd have to. It'd have to be pit stains like crazy.
And maybe glitter on my face for unknown reasons.
That was years ago, pal.
I know, pal. What else? I could wear a Hershey's t-shirt under a Hershey's hoodie. Something like that. Maybe something to wrestle with t-shirt too. I don't know. Stuff like that, I guess. Pedigrees for everybody. Pedigrees all around.
Absolutely. Also, have fun at the party, but every hour and a half, yell at somebody. Then go back to having fun, and then an hour and a half later, yell at somebody else.
That's so good because, like, for 48 hours, I'm going to be at parties with Jerry in 10 days.
I cannot wait. It's going to be so good.
Are you going to be cutting promos on people, pal?
Yeah, I'm sure. It depends who's on the invite list.
Let me tell you something. I don't care if you are the mother of the bride. I think you're a, That's Jerry Valeri. That's my Jerry Valeri impression.
Do you like pie? Who likes pie? Or are you more of a strudel kind of guy?
All right. So you watched most of SmackDown?
Most of it, yeah. And I'll go ahead and say what I saw. I don't want me falling asleep to be indicative of what I thought of the show, because I actually was enjoying SmackDown last night. I just passed out because I'm me. I didn't pass out because it was boring me.
SmackDown, I would just say, was fine. It definitely did not win the week. That was a clear win for Raw, in my opinion. SmackDown, I believe, was on fire with 3 wins in a row, but Raw really brought it with the storyline progression this week. SmackDown wasn't bad. I mean, I don't think I needed that opening contest between Becky and Charlotte to be so long. And I mean, my God, if I have to see another rematch from the Super Showdown this week, it's like, I don't know what to say to that, but my gosh, how many rematches do we need this week?
Yeah, now, listen, we gave Raw took 3 rematches, and we didn't give them much crap for it, but they did it in a more interesting way. And to be fair, I could watch the Dogs of War fight the Shield probably 30 more times if they keep giving us matches like that.
Well, buckle your seatbelt, pal, because it seems like that's what you're going to be seeing. I don't need it 30 more times. I'm actually kind of... I'm a little getting stale with it, although I will say the match quality is good. With Becky and Charlotte, it's the match quality is not quite as good. It's still good for a women's match. I'm sorry, call me sexist or whatever. But
I gotta tell you, Becky and Charlotte, it's the one place I think you and I are going to disagree, because, God, I don't know why I love it so much, but I love that feud.
It's not bad. I mean, it's a great women's feud. And again, I hate qualifying it like that, but let's call it what it is.
Yeah, well, that's how, in my head, that's how I'm doing it. I'm just like, wow, they've been forcing women down our throats for 2 years, and finally they're giving me a feud that I care about. Like, I care about almost as much as some of the men's feuds. And it does sound sexist to say that, but it's just me being honest, and it's just you being honest. So if anybody gives us crap about it, I'll give you 5 across the face.
Pedigrees all around.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the women's feud of the year?
For me personally, it is. I'd have to go back. I never made that note, but
see, I would.
For me, it is. I mean, they set it up really well.
If you're talking only on match quality, sure, I'm happy to give that to you. But if we're including stories too, which I think a feud has to, I was more entertained, I think, with Alexa and Nia.
The bullying thing?
Yeah, and just how kind of long running that was. Obviously, the match quality pales in comparison to Becky and Charlotte. But plus, last night, it also had some prop stuff that I know you're a big fan of. Charlotte, and that's actually the name I gave the video today, is Charlotte Flair spears
going through the Titantron.
Yeah, spears Becky Lynch through the SmackDown set, and it looked good. It was fine. You know, I don't know. I guess maybe the match is just too long leading. I mean, it got 2 commercial breaks, pal. Started right at the start of the show. I mean, the show started, they're already in the ring. I mean, I don't know. It was just a lot.
When they were already in the ring and the show starts, you know, oh boy, they've got a 2-hour show and they plan on putting a lot into this show. when really they weren't. They just planned on having a long-ass match.
God, 2 hours is just what a wrestling show should be.
Didn't it feel like that should have been the main event?
Maybe. What did go last? I'm trying to think.
Well, I only know it because I'm looking at it now, but it's got Randy Orton going last, and that.
Oh yeah, against the Big Show.
You'll have to tell me how that went, and I'd like your thoughts on. I know you don't like qualifiers. I know you don't like qualifying matches.
This is not bothering me. In fact, I'm actually kind of enjoying this because I'm a little intrigued by the World Cup in that we don't exactly know what it is yet, and I guess because we don't know what it is yet, we don't really know how important it is. And I mean, it seems like they're putting a lot into this. I mean, the two names we knew going into SmackDown were John Cena and Kurt Angle, not shabby at all.
Not at all.
And then you add names like it's Randy Orton now, and who else qualified last night? Why can't I think? Jeff Hardy. These are pretty big names that are making it into this. And next week,
were you surprised that Jeff Hardy won that match?
No, I wasn't, because I was getting a vibe that they're going for legends. Who did he beat?
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I kind of thought with names like John Cena and Kurt Angle in there, I'm getting a legend vibe. And then next week, I think it's going to be Rey Mysterio.
Although Samoa Joe versus John Cena is intriguing to me.
I think they're going to have a different spot for Joe. I think that this is kind of more for the legends who don't have as many angles.
So do you like the two that they picked last night? Because I'm reading that Randy Orton ended up winning over Big Show. I guess Randy Orton is a good spot for that, for him.
I actually thought it would be Big Show. After the three that they had already chosen, I was thinking they brought Big Show back to win.
Yeah.
Personally, but that's not what happened.
So 2 more spots, 2 more legends. I wonder who they'll...
It's not a rule that it has to be a legend, but Rey Mysterio is going to be one of them, right?
Oh, man, I was just going to say that would be a great surprise. You took it right out of my head.
It's not a surprise. Next week, Rey Mysterio is fighting Nakamura.
I goddamn missed that.
I was going to say, are you there?
Pal.
Well, maybe you fell asleep. It's okay, pal.
I was dozing. I was having a hard time. So that's good. That's great. I should have figured since he's on the video game, and they're really pushing that video game now.
Next week is SmackDown 1000, and there's a few announced matches, one of which is, well, we can talk about this. So we've got Rey Mysterio versus Nakamura. Very excited about that.
Right.
And I believe Rey is back, by the way, which is great because I think we all love Rey Mysterio. If you don't love Rey Mysterio, get your head checked.
I always liked Rey Mysterio, and I never realized that I loved Rey Mysterio. And then when the Royal Rumble happened this year, and I just marked out, like I was surprised myself how much I marked out when Rey Mysterio came out in the Rumble, and I wanted him to win so bad.
We know that the Brothers of Destruction will be there.
DX.
Evolution will be there.
Oh yeah.
Triple H, Ric Flair, Randy Orton, and Batista. My understanding is Batista has signed a short-term deal, but unfortunately for those Batista naysayers like ourselves, despite being close personal friends with him, the short-term deal, I believe, goes through WrestleMania.
I wonder if he'll be one of the ones in Saudi Arabia.
Maybe
there's a vibe I'm getting from the Saudi Arabian crowd, and not even the crowd, but probably the people that are, the royal family, the people that they're the money
they're trying
behind
to impress.
this.
Yeah,
they're trying to impress big time. That's why the last time they had a huge trophy. This time they've found a way to have another huge trophy. They're going to bring in the legends.
Well, and they made sure that the last show in Saudi Arabia was extremely good, and hopefully they do that with this show too.
Not taking the bait.
So it got started.
Not taking the bait, Herspule.
Well, there you go. I was moving on. The show started with Charlotte Flair spearing Becky Lynch through the SmackDown set. There were 2 other high points.
I give that a love. I love that.
I'm not. Oh well, and it wound up going. It's so funny because yesterday on the show, on yesterday's episode of Post to Post, which obviously is taped before SmackDown, I said I greatly prefer no DQ matches to last man standing matches. Mm-hmm. And holy cow, for the next 3 weeks, I guarantee you we're going to get how historic the first last woman standing match is going to be. I'm sorry if I hate last man standing matches. How do you think I'm going to feel about this last woman standing match, pal?
Last woman standing, pal.
I do not like these matches.
Well, you're going to be on a boat or something. You're going to be out. You're going to be on a honeymoon.
That's right. God bless you, Jer. That's why you're a groomsman.
And the question won't be if you consummated the marriage on the honeymoon, but how many times? He doesn't care if she's sleeping.
I'm hoping to set. Let's see if I'm hoping for. Boy, by the time the honeymoon's over, man, I would hope 7 or 8-ish.
Get it in a day. Get it in because it doesn't get better. Just go ahead and say that.
I understand, pal. Believe me, I understand.
Sure.
Well, I mean, how long were you with Kelly before you married her?
1.5 years, 6 months before I proposed. I wasted no time.
So, I mean, I'm already we're going on the 6-year mark, pal. I understand.
Come on, pal.
I feel it.
But this will reinvigorate everything.
Yeah, if I'll get that short-term spark.
You'll get the short-term spark, pound, town, and then that'll go away, okay? And then baby fever, possibly, could happen. And if that does, then you get Raw Dog City, and that's fun for a little while, and then it's pound, town. But then you are rewarded with never getting to sleep again and not having any money or time to yourself.
I love how you think the Raw Dog, as you called it, is like a reward or whatever. That's just how this dog rolls. I raw dog it before the pump handle slam.
That's every day?
I road dog it before the pump handle. It's not every day, but it's every week or so.
Aren't you afraid of having babies, pal?
Nope. It's all taken care of, pal.
Talk about putting the cart before the horse.
Hey,
you got 10 more days before you put one in there.
Hey, listen, if we have a little tag team partner, we have a little tag team partner. But
it's not did I, Raw Dog? It's how many times. Oh, we are off the rails.
The RAWDOGG. What has happened to this show?
Oh,
holy cow.
We are BFing each other at this point.
It's just pump handle slams all around.
Oh, we have pump handle slammed ourselves right out of.
If you have been able to follow the last 5 minutes of this show, you're a true post to post fan.
We're speaking in code.
I mean, yeah, we are in code deep now.
We're like you need to be like a wind talker to figure out what we're doing.
I thought there were 2 more really good parts of SmackDown.
Okay.
I think chronologically, I did like Miz TV, where Miz had to be on his best behavior, so he was kind of like cuffed, so to speak. He couldn't attack anybody.
Love that.
AJ and Daniel Bryan were just kind of jabbing him with barbs and insults that it was just, I don't know, I thought it was kind of funny.
I liked it. I liked it an awful lot. Now, usually when we have 2 faces having a big match, it either ends with like the respectful thing or somebody turns. I feel like they've got Miz still there as the antagonist, so neither person has to turn, right? Because they're not going to turn either AJ or Daniel Bryan. Do you think?
No, I don't think that. I think that face versus face matches happen sometimes. I think that, the Crown Jewel is in that weird limbo purgatory thing where it's not a pay-per-view, but not a house show. And I think that they're not going to need any justification to put those 2 together.
Right.
So
I've already got that match booked and picked, and I'm ready to roll.
All right. Well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, we've got.
Although we're not doing a prediction for that, anyways.
Yeah, we are, because that's going to be November something, and I'll be back Halloween.
Okay. I wish they would have called it the greatest Halloween Havoc or the greatest Fall Brawl.
I wish they would in some way utilize the Halloween Havoc name. I think everyone has wanted that. That was such a great themed pay-per-view that they just wanted nothing to do with.
I think it's because it was super successful, but I used to feel that way about WWE hating on Starrcade, but then they brought Starrcade back last year. Kind of. I mean, they didn't televise it.
Yeah, and I also wish they would have televised that, especially last year when there weren't any televised specials.
Yeah, show us Starrcade, pal.
Yeah, exactly. Give us Starrcade. And then the other high point for me would have been, I don't know. I bet you not everyone's into it, but I dig what they're doing with Aiden English, Rusev, and Lana.
You're more into the one night in Milwaukee than I am. I feel like we've reversed roles from the Charlotte and Becky, where like I don't hate it, but I don't like it as much as you. You really like this.
I wouldn't say it's brilliant, but I mean I'm a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan. This isn't like Bret Hart and Owen Hart, but this is a fine mid-card angle that feels fresh to me.
Yeah, and it went exactly the way we thought it was. She played the rest of the tape, and that's that.
Yeah, I would have even drug it out a little bit longer. But yeah, now you've got Aiden English really established as this cowardly chicken-s heel, running from Rusev and all this stuff. And I don't know, there's something there. I really hope they don't bury this on some pre-show.
And I just love that they all have shirts that say happy and then their name day.
Yeah, I also think that's a nice touch. And yeah, just the way the whole thing. I was a little face palmy when Rusev was like, "You've been hacked." I wish there would have been a different way to reveal it. But I mean, we're splitting hairs at that point. I was happy with the segment.
Sure. And then we're into the, and now I'm out. And I think this is part of what put me away. And now.
Yeah, it was a qualifying match for something we don't really have a lot of understanding of. Unless I've missed something, I don't know what the World Cup means. I don't know if it's a straight up King of the Ring tournament. I don't know if it's a yearly thing. I don't know if it's a round robin tournament. I don't know if it's a battle royal. We don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, it'd been cool if they just called it King of the Ring. But I like the idea of a World Cup, and you're right. I really, now that it's starting to pan out, I love the legends.
Can't call it King of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, pal. Remember, Jerry Lawler can't be Jerry the King Lawler in Saudi Arabia.
You're right.
Because
you're right.
Maybe we just stumbled on something. Maybe that's why that's what they're calling. Maybe it's really just a King of the Ring that can't be called that. If you're unaware, in Saudi Arabia, it is illegal to refer to anyone besides the king as a king. So, for example, Jerry Lawler was allowed to come to Saudi Arabia, but he was not allowed to be announced as Jerry the King Lawler or have any king references at all.
He wasn't allowed to wear his dumb T-shirts with his crowns on it or anything.
Yeah. So now that we're talking about it, we just kind of freestyled that maybe that's what this is, and they can't call it King of the Ring.
So they call it the World Cup. That makes total sense.
Now, I mean, I didn't even think about this until you just brought it up now.
Boy, the WWE makes... I want to see the business financial. I want to see the financials. I want to see the business sense that this makes, because the WWE makes so many concessions here for Saudi Arabia. Aside from the travel alone, I mean, they get a little bit of heat with the fact that Saudi Arabia is not a progressive nation in any way, shape, or form, especially when it comes to women. They can't bring their women. They can't have their women. The entire floor is just royal family. You can't refer to king. The WWE isn't one to like bend for other people, but they do for Saudi Arabia. It's very interesting to me.
And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. And, you know, I'm not... I'm actually surprised, and I would, in their shoes, I would say we would love to do business with you, but until you let our women wrestle in your country, we're not coming.
It does seem hypocritical, like they're talking out of both sides of their mouth, because
Correct.
Every other day of the year, they're telling us about how historic it is and the women and the women's revolution and what they do with women in the WWE, and then they're like, but we're going to Saudi Arabia and the women aren't allowed there. And we're going to give you this all women's pay-per-view like 2 weeks beforehand. But it's really because they aren't allowed in Saudi Arabia. It's just, it all, I don't know. It seems disingenuous to me.
I agree 100%. I have a real problem with that rule. And I think that by bending to Saudi Arabia the way they do, they're sending a bad message that they're supportive of women being less than men. And I don't agree with that. And I'm not doing, I mean, listen, I was making fun of the women wrestlers all throughout the first part of the show. I'm not doing a make good now. This is genuinely the way I feel about this topic. I'm surprised they're going with this rule in place.
And this is a great illustration of how Rob and I feel about things like this and of this nature when it comes to politics and when it comes to women and women's rights. We love women. We both believe in equality. We both politically, I think, jive on the same side of a lot of things. But it doesn't mean we're going to love women's wrestling all of a sudden, and it doesn't mean I want to watch an all-women's pay-per-view, and I'm not going to lie to you about that just because that's the cool thing to do. Plus, we're going to make jokes all the time.
We make
that's
jokes.
Also what we do.
We make jokes about everything.
I get more pissed at the people, and it's happening more with liberals than ever. It used to be just the conservatives. Now the conservatives and the liberals are all trying to take our jokes away, and it makes me nuts.
I feel like the conservatives lately have a better sense of humor.
They do. It all started with Caitlyn Jenner. It really did. Because Caitlyn Jenner happened and no one was allowed to make fun of it. And I was like, oh, this is not a good trend. I don't like where this is headed at all. That dude won an Olympic gold medal, and now he's with Caitlyn, and I can't crack a joke.
And now it's like with Trump in the White House, it's like, I feel like a lot of people like on the left are like upset about everything, and the people on the right have the sense of humor now.
Yeah, and here we are just in the middle trying to make fun jokes. That's just what we're trying to do.
And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know, when I go through, like, I remember when I lost my grandfather, and, you know, part of my healing process is just kind of making jokes about him, you know, jokes that, go ahead.
You know how many cancer jokes I made after my dad died? It's just how I heal. It's how I do stuff.
Yeah. If you want to make one today for my dad, it's the 25th anniversary of his passing.
Today is. So if you got any good lung cancer jokes, now's the chance. No, absolutely not. But I'm sorry to hear that. 25 years. I was thinking about that with my dad. His is the end of this month, and it's going to be like 21 years, and it's insanity.
Yeah, 10/10/93 is when I lost my old man.
Sorry, pal. That was before you were into wrestling, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was about a year.
Do you think that's part of what got you into wrestling? Like, you just looking for something to do?
I thought about it before, you know, like strong masculine role model figures, you know, maybe replacing one, but I doubt it. I think that I'm not a big sports guy, and it kind of just, I think it's filled more of a sports void because I liked things like movies and TV and cartoons. And I think that that's what I get more from wrestling than, you know, role models and stuff like that.
You see Vince McMahon now. He's like, sorry about your dad, pal, but I have Shawn Michaels for you, huh? I love it. He'll be your dad now. I love it.
By the way, I guess I may have signed, what is it? I unsubscribed from that Slam Crate a few months ago, you know?
Sure.
But sometime recently, they had an item that I actually went and bought on Amazon from someone because I needed it.
What was it? You needed it.
It was a pillow, and on one side is a high-res picture of Bret Hart, and on the other side is a high-res picture of Shawn Michaels.
Pow.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm like, how did I miss that? But yeah, I went and got it for like $13.
Heyday Bret Michaels or heyday Shawn Michaels, heyday Bret Hart?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Both like 96, 97.
That's excellent, man.
Right, exactly.
And depending on your mood, you just flip the pillow.
If I'm feeling like a boy toy or a hitman, that's what.
10 days, man, and then you can feel like a boy toy all you want with your raw dogs and all your stuff.
What we should, by the way,
what Rob and I are trying to say is we're only about doing two things. We're about making jokes and not watching last women standing matches. That's all we want to do.
What else did we need? Is there anything else we should cover from SmackDown? Let me pull up my sheet here.
Dude, we've been everywhere. We've been on an emotional roller coaster today.
This was an episode for the ages, I think.
I need to get on a ladder.
We literally covered everything. It's with the 2-hour show, it's easier to get everything done, I guess.
Yeah, I've noticed our SmackDown episodes usually are a little lighter.
So, all right then. Then I guess there's only one more episode before the big wedding, before I tie the knot.
So since we won't have a prediction episode for Evolution, I'll just go ahead and I'll make my prediction now. I predict that I won't watch it.
I definitely won't be. I will be. That's a Sunday. So I should be on a plane home from Punta Cana when that show is not being watched by Jerry or myself.
That's amazing. Punta Cana, baby. You're going to love it.
For myself, my tag team partner in podcasting, the RAWDOGG, Jerry Valeri. I am the fat ass Rob Hirschfield, and I will see you on Tuesday with another episode of Post to Post.
Happy belated birthday, Eddie Guerrero, and happy birthday tomorrow, Dusty Rhodes.